me, Mario. It's a me, Mario. Woohoo! Let's go. Okie dokie. I've been the voice of Mario for 26 years.
Now moving on to Luigi.
Oh. Hi, I'm Charles Martinet. I do the voice of Super Mario. Here we go. Woohoo! And Luigi too. Luigi number one. Ha ha! And Wario, have a rotten day. Yahoo! You gonna eat that garlic? And I was even Donkey Kong at one point. I am an actor and voice actor. I did, 25 years of theater.
Run along to your party.
Corporate videos, circuitry, and semiconductor processes. A few film and television products.
Now beat it, all of you. Now.
And then I had the marvelous beginning of becoming a voice actor. And that's how I started with It's me, Mario. Mario was first created in 1981 in a game called Donkey Kong. As it got refined through the years, it became Mario and Princess Peach. The princess. And I came along in 1990. I actually crashed an audition because I was catching them as I walked in, they were walking out, finished for the day. And I said, "Can I read for this?" And the guy looked at his watch and he goes, "All right, come on in. You're an Italian plumber from Brooklyn, a character in a video game for Nintendo called Mario. So make up a voice, make up a video game, start talking." And I thought to myself, video game? I don't know anything about video games. And all of a sudden I hear action. I go, "Hello, I'm a Mario. Let's make a pizza pie together. You will get some sausage. I'm going to get some spaghetti. We put spaghetti in the sausage and pizza." And he said, "Cut, stop talking. There's no more tape. All right, thanks. We'll be in touch." And I thought that was, okay, there's the door. We'll see you later. And he calls Nintendo. I found a Mario. I got him. And that was 26 amazing, fantastic years ago. Hello. Whoopee! Oh, look at this world. The character for me brings out the best in me, and so I love that. Bring, bring, bring. I love sharing things too. I go to meet Mario fans, and I hear the most wonderful thing. You're the voice of my childhood. I used to play with my dad. Now I'm playing with my kids. And it's a way our family comes together. Yeah. Pretty good. This brings back the memories. Mamma mia. You just have fun, That's my mantra for life. Come on, let's go. Let's have more fun. Bye-bye. See you in my games. Woohoo!
Man. Welcome, everyone. Very special Controller Chronicles live presentation today. Got some big news this morning. I actually woke up in the middle of the afternoon and I saw Meta and Blinded posted in our Discord chat. I'm like, oh, come on, this can't be real. But yeah, the big news today that we're going to be talking about today is Nintendo has announced officially. We have a message for fans of the Mushroom Kingdom. Please take a look. And it says here, Charles Martinet has been the original voice of Mario in Nintendo games for a long time, as far back as Super Mario 64. Charles is now moving into the brand new role of Mario Ambassador. With this transition, he will be stepping back from recording character voices for our games, but he'll continue to travel the world, sharing the joy of Mario and interacting with you all. It has been an honor working with Charles to help bring Mario to life for so many years, and we want to thank and celebrate him. Please keep an eye out for a special video message from Shigeru Miyamoto and Charles himself, which we will post at a later date. So, yeah. Charles Martinet has officially retired from the role of Mario. Not just Mario, but Luigi, Wario, Waluigi, even Donkey Kong. And he will no longer be the voice of these iconic characters. The mantle will be passed down to someone else, or perhaps many different people. We'll see. But yeah, the era of Charles Martinet as Mario has concluded. So it's been quite the stunning announcement. Charles is up there. He's about 70, I think, Meta, around there. So it's just one of those things, and obviously, it's a little sad. It's a little sad, but I think that there's also this is also an opportunity not just for us to talk about the future of Mario, but kind of look back and see the legacy of his work and what he's been able to accomplish. So that's kind of what the stream is going to be about. So, of course, I am RJ, your host for this evening, alongside Meta. Blinded is not here with us this evening, but he will be here tomorrow for our coverage of Gamescom opening night. So there he is right there. We're also saying hello to CJH and everyone else in the chat. We really appreciate you guys hanging out with us for this live.
Did anybody cutting onions?
Are you okay, Meta?
No, I'm not okay. My childhood.
Well, like I said, this isn't a time to like be sad or upset. I think it's a moment for us to look back with fondness of what he's accomplished.
Alone.
Yeah, it's, I think this is an opportunity for us to like kind of go back and look and see at all the great things he's accomplished. I mean, he's still here with us,
RJ, you know what this means, right? You know what this means.
What?
It's Mario over.
Oh.
It's Mario over.
It's Mario over. No, it's not Mario. But there was some updates as well. So in the statement, Nintendo did say that he will be the official Mario ambassador. I don't know what that's going to entail. We'll talk about that.
Go around like bringing goodwill and going to cons and stuff still. Like
that's what they were implying. That he said he's going to be traveling the world, sharing the joy of Mario and interacting with fans. So my guess is he's probably going to do a lot more conventions now. He'll probably be like an official spokesperson for Mario, you know?
I could see him like introducing some of the new games and stuff that come down the pipeline.
Yeah, like a token of goodwill or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Chris Pratt is rushing.
Blinded. Braille, shut up. No.
Well, speaking of that, I did want to share this news announcement, though, because people have been wondering what's going to happen with the voice of Mario. Well, Nintendo confirmed to IGN and other places. Let me get the link here. Excuse me. They did confirm to IGN and other outlets that Mario Bros. Wonder will be the first game where Charles Martinet will not be voicing any of the characters. This is basically kind of like a reboot. New voice actors are being used for all the characters, including, most importantly, Mario and Luigi, who, again, Charles Martinet has been voicing for like 30 plus years. So this will be the first game and kind of the reboot of Mario and his voice, which, to be fair, a lot of people didn't even know that it wasn't Charles. There was some speculation that it might not have been. Some people were very keen with the audio. But
Arlo was keen with the audio.
Yeah, Arlo, the YouTuber Arlo, kind of noticed that sounded a little bit different, but most people couldn't tell the difference, which I guess is a good testament to whoever's taking over, which I'm sure they'll be announcing soon. Puppet. Right? I'm sure they'll be announcing who's taking over, but yeah, I mean, again, this was eventually going to happen. Charles was going to eventually not be able to do the voice of Mario anymore, I think this is kind of the perfect swan song year, though, in a way. I mean, people have been talking about this. His final role in a Mario-affiliated project was in the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
And not just as a Jumpman cameo, but as their dad.
Yeah, he voiced the Jumpman cameo, which is like the who Mario, like what started Mario, but he also is literally the father of Mario and Luigi, which is kind of...
If anyone besides Shigeru Miyamoto has the right to say that they're the father of Mario and Luigi, it's Charles Martinet.
Right, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, but I've kind of talked a lot. But Meta, what do you think about the whole thing? Anything that you kind of want to say?
The only thing I can compare to this is Mel Blanc not doing the voice of the Looney Tunes anymore. Like, we still love the voices of the Looney Tunes, but they're not Mel Blanc, and that's always going to be there. And I'm not going to hold that, and I don't hold that against the new voice actors like Eric Monza, the new voice of Daffy and Bugs and Tweety.
Oh, he has a great job. He's great.
He's great. But what I'm saying though is that he'll even tell you Mel Blanc was the best, and that's what I think Charles is for Mario. Mario is just as iconic as Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse. Like, he's that iconic of a character. Everyone knows who he is. Everyone has seen Mario in some capacity or another. And just like those other two, he is now, it took a bit of time, but he's now a generational character. There's entire generations that see Charles as the voice of Mario, like myself. Mario 64.
Well, in a way, Mario in a lot of ways kind of reminds me of like Mickey Mouse. You know,
That's what I'm saying.
When you say generational characters, it's like when you think of like cultural icons of like entertainment, like you can look at that and any kid on the street could be like, that's Mickey Mouse, that's Superman, that's Mario, right? It's like those three.
That's Mickey Mouse, that's Superman, Mario, Bugs Bunny. Like, yeah, that's what I'm getting at. And funny enough, just like Disney, Nintendo was very keen on being the best and the worst at the same time. It's actually kind of really funny with that comparison. Anyway, yeah, Mario Charles has always been the voice for me ever since Mario 64, which was one of the first Mario games I played on my cousin's N64. I have a lot of good memories with that game. And just I would purposely do things in the game to hear the voice. So I would, climb and get the stars to hear him go, here we go. And I did purposely jump in the lava to hear him scream. I thought it was a funny.
Well, I was watching Game Explain's video of like some of Charles Martinet's most iconic Mario lines, and I'll pull it up real quick because I think it's a great little video. Here we go. They dropped this an hour ago, and let's just kind of go through some of these real quick because there's one in particular I have a lot of fond memories for. I'll let you guess which one it is. But this was their video they put out just about an hour ago.
With the announcement that Charles Martinet will no longer be lending his voice to Mario, I thought it would be fun to reminisce on some of the most memorable Mario vocal moments out there. Now, of course, I have to start with the first time Charles Martinet ever voiced Mario in a video game. It might not be what you expect.
I'm a look.
Yeah, even in the statement, they said it was like as far back as Mario 64, but this was actually the first one. It was just like a little computer game.
Yeah, Mario teaches typing.
Yeah, Mario teaches typing.
Now let's transition.
Oh, it's just so nice.
Between 1996 and 2003. Here we have tons of iconic voice lines from Mario that longtime fans will surely recognize and have tons of nostalgia for.
It's me, Mario. Let's go. Mamma mia. Yahoo! So long, Bowser.
So long, Bowser.
They actually added it.
So long, Bowser.
What did he actually say? I
He
never
said
understood.
so long, gay Bowser.
No, he didn't say so long, gay Bowser. I don't know what he actually said. He did not. There's no way he said so long, gay Bowser. It must have been something else.
So long, gay Bowser. I love it. I love it.
I think he said so long, King Bowser.
Yeah, he said so long, King Bowser, but it sounds like he said so long, gay Bowser.
Bowser, welcome to Mario Kart.
Oh God!
Select the level. Hurry up already. Nice shot. Wonderful. Oh, poor Mario. Oh yeah. Oh boy, I'm gonna win. Hey, come back here. Game, set, match. Super Mario Sunshine. Woohoo! Arrivederci. The horror.
Having a
Mamma
fucking
mia.
seizure.
Nintendo.
In 2004,
That right there. Mario Kart Double Dash was my childhood, okay? And that was where I really think I first heard Mario's voice back when I was a kid. So, like, that Nintendo...
This just shows the
right
generational
there.
difference.
Well, because I think I did play, like... No, I don't think I played Mario before the GameCube, actually. I think GameCube...
That's what I'm
was
saying,
like,
RJ. There's a big difference between you and I, even though we're not that much, in difference of age.
Because I
But-
was raised up on PS2 and Xbox. That's why. Like,
Yeah, I grew up on the PS2 and Xbox as well, but like I have memories. Again, like fortunate for me, I played all the older consoles, and so. But like, yeah, like Mario 64, like that horrendous 3D animation was the first thing I saw as Mario, and it popped up on the screen and said, it's a me, Mario, and I was like, oh, don't do that again, please.
right.
Scares
Yeah,
me, dude. That thing is
like
hard.
my history with like Nintendo is a little bit different from other people, which I probably should have mentioned, we did the first episode, but I just kind of want to kind of talk about it a little bit here. For me with Nintendo, my relationship with Nintendo was always very weird because my first home console, Nintendo console, was the GameCube, but I didn't really play a lot on it, like Nintendo games. I played Mario Kart, I played Melee, and that was really about it. I didn't play Sunshine, never played Paper Mario. I played like a lot of
Wow.
licensed games. I played like SpongeBob, Battle for Bikini Bottoms, SpongeBob movie game I played on there. And I think I also that was a fun game. I like that one.
No. I'm not saying it isn't fun. I'm just saying, like, you know, like, again, like, this was for you youngins out there. This is how it was back in the day. So I had a PS2, and my friend in elementary school had a GameCube. And so when we wanted to play GameCube, we go over to his house. Want to play PS2? We go to my house. But over at his house, he had you know, the original Wind Waker. He had Sunshine, Double Dash, like all the first party
and
games.
that's what I was getting to. Like, so the GameCube I played a lot of. I love the controller. The controller I thought was amazing. I love, like, as a kid, it was my favorite controller. I love that controller.
It's still one of the best, like, ergonomically, like, it just feels so good to hold.
Oh, absolutely. But that game I played, like, I mainly played my GameCube for Ed, Ed, and Eddy, The Misadventures. I played on my GameCube all the time. I played Mario Kart, and I played Melee. And the SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. Those
You,
4 games
sir,
are my
are a
childhood.
goat, because Misadventures is a classic. I don't care.
Oh, it is, absolutely. Love that game. With the PS2 and the Xbox, PS2 I played a little bit of, but it broke. It had like a
Rip.
system error. Yeah, it broke, and I never got a PS2 again. And I remember, because it was so funny, my parents bought me Kingdom Hearts 2 because they saw that there was Pirates of the Caribbean in that game, because I was obsessed with Pirates of the Caribbean as a kid.
But you didn't play one or Chain of Memories,
I had
so
no
you
clue
were
what
lost.
Kingdom Hearts was, and I got so bored of that game in the first hour, wondering what the hell was going on. I just gave up. I gave up on Kingdom Hearts 2 because I'm like, where's Mickey Mouse? That's like the worst game, like, in terms of the intro, because if you have no clue what's going on, you were just
yeah. Well, that series doesn't do any favors anyway. But
yeah. And then with the Xbox, like the original Xbox, kind of became my go-to console for Grand Theft Auto, the Lego games, and just everything else. So really, as a kid, like, I grew up basically being like mostly Xbox and GameCube. But then after that, I got a Game Boy Advance, the Game Boy Advance SP, which became one of my primary consoles as well.
with the tribal
that-
markings.
Oh, not the tribal markings. No. I had a red Game Boy SP, and I played like a lot of the licensed games. You know, there was like a Billy and Mandy one. There was like some other stuff. I think there was an Ed, Ed and Eddy one, and a bunch of like Star Wars games. And
Of course.
I also played Super Mario Kart Circuit. I also played the what else is on there? I don't even remember. Oh, the Minish Cap, Zelda the Minish Cap. Okay. But then after that, like with me and Nintendo, I never got a Wii. I never owned a Wii. I never got a Wii U. Like, so after that era, after the GameCube and Game Boy Advance era, I kind of fell out with the Nintendo. At that point, I was all about the Xbox 360. And then around like 2011-ish, 2012, I was all about PlayStation. So a huge chunk of my life. And then afterwards, obviously, it was PS4. So for a long time, I didn't get into Nintendo. I didn't rediscover my love for Nintendo until the Switch came out, you know? So, and, you know, with the Switch, you know, Super Mario Odyssey was my first ever 3D Mario game, which I'm ashamed to say I missed out on my childhood moments I could have had, but it is what it is. But then going
with Sunshine, you didn't miss much blue coins or hell on earth.
Well, I'm pissed at myself though, because I played Mario Galaxy, the Switch remaster of that. It is such an amazing game. Like, I'm mad. Like, I'm legit angry I didn't get a Wii. Like, I would have loved having a Wii and a Wii U.
Like, I remember, again, because I grew up with playing my cousin's systems, I played NES, I played Super Nintendo, I played Genesis, I played all these old console games, and then when my turn came for the consoles that were coming forward. It's like I remember seeing Mario Galaxy, watching GeForce coverage of Mario Galaxy at E3, and it just looked amazing. But I'm like, I'm not messing with those controls because it's just so dumb. The motion controls really were a hard turnoff for me.
But honestly, that's why I'm glad I got back into Nintendo with the Switch era, because like they were a part of my childhood, right? Even if I wasn't into like or did everything with it.
Mario Odyssey was the reason I got a Switch.
It's such a great game. It's a really good game.
It really is, and the secrets that it has at the end just made me smile as someone who that was probably the last 3D Mario game I played. If you know, you know. If you don't, go play it and find out. Don't look it up on YouTube.
I think that was I think that was the last game Charles did voice work for, because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe reused stuff that was already recorded, and I think
it's been Wii U releases.
Yeah, so I think that was like the last new game he did.
Possibly the last thing he did was Bowser's Fury.
Oh yeah, Bowser's Fury. Yeah, that actually, you might be right on that one.
2004, we get Mario versus Donkey Kong on GBA. Why am I making a special note of this game? Well, it gave us some great stuff.
Come back here, you big monkey!
Oh shit!
Come back here, you big monkey!
Whoa! Donkey Kong needs to have a lecture to Mario about what has Rachel overgo.
Oh?
Did you ever play this one? Donkey
It
Kong
was
one?
weird.
I heard it's really good.
You know,
though.
2005 had a pretty goofy Mario as well.
Let's play the
Strikers.
games. Nintendo!
The game that everyone wanted a sequel for, and then when they got one, they said it was crap.
The new one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't played it. I mean, it's okay. The Mario sports games are weird though. Like lately, they haven't been hitting the same.
Oh yeah!
Now, after this, I found that Mario really started to solidify and take shape into one thing. In my research, I was hearing a lot more reused clips and just generally less unique stuff. But there are some standouts.
Nintendo! Yahoo!
That's what it feels like to take shrooms.
Let's do this. Super Mario 3D World. It's about time.
Ah, princess, what a beautiful evening.
Oh yeah, Mario time. Woohoo!
That's my favorite.
Now, shout out to Super Mario Odyssey, because at least half of Mario's voice clips are just him dreaming about different kinds of pasta.
Macaroni, vermicelli, matriacine, perciatelli, ravioli, cappellini, lasagna, tortellini, cappellini, al Mario, spaghettoni, amore.
And as we wrap things up here, I want to remind everyone.
It's just so nice.
Yeah, so I think Mario Odyssey was like the last time he did like legit like original recordings.
Quite possibly. And I mean, that's a great way to go out because, like we said, that game is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Whoever it picks up the mantle, they got a big plumber's hat to fill.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we said a little bit earlier, Nintendo's already confirmed that they've already recast for the roles of Mario.
It's really not even just Mario.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing I want to mention too. Like, it's Luigi, it's Waluigi, it's Wario, like those four. So my question is, like, and that's kind of something to talk about real quick too. Is like, so are they going to just get one guy who can do all four voices again, or are they going to cast different people for each voice?
It could go either way.
That's what I'm saying too. Honestly, could go either way too. Because so far with Mario Bros. Wonder, Mario and Luigi sound pretty identical. I mean, not like 100. Like, there's little nuances that are a little bit different, but the vast majority, like, honestly, like they still sound like Mario and Luigi. You know, they don't sound like dramatically different characters. You know?
Yeah. I mean, you don't want that to be the case either. Like, you want them to sound as similar as they can be, because that's what people are used to. That's what people expect.
It's
And
like trying to change the voice of, like you said earlier, like Mickey and Friends. They got their
Yeah.
voices. You can't change it. That's just what they are.
Yeah, Bill Farmer has to do a Southern accent for Goofy until he's done being Goofy. And then after that, whoever picks up the mantle, guess what? You better be good at a Southern accent, because that's who Goofy is now.
Right. It's just that's who the character is, you know.
I mean,
So,
Charles,
yeah.
and also Charles has done other voice work besides Mario. You know,
Oh
I have
yeah,
his
he was just in the Dragon Ball superhero movie.
there's that, but he's also, let's see,
He
he
was
did
I know
some.
he was a dragon in Skyrim.
Yes, he was a dragon in Skyrim. He also did voice work. Excuse me. For Space Quest 6, The Spinal Frontier in 95, Star Wars X-Wing Alliance in 99, Star Wars Galaxy Battlegrounds in 2001, Ratchet and Clank Future A Crack in Time in 09. He also, of course, like I said, did live action work. And he was in Anastasia, the Disney movie, the non-Disney movie that's now a Disney movie. He also did the announcer, referee, and stuff for Super Punch Out. But yeah, this is a big shakeup. Like, this is moving forward, because you know there's supposed to be a new 3D Mario game.
Yeah, this is going to get to Anthony's comment here. I think there will be a new Mario 3D game probably for the Switch 2 in 2024.
The
It probably
Super
will be
Switch.
it probably will be the new actor, and like that's when we're going to hear the differences because that's going to be brand new dialogue.
Yeah,
Like this 2D game, yes, it has dialogue. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like dramatically different. Like the 3D game, they might have to record
Ooh.
special dialogue for like.
Do you think
plot purposes or
that
something.
do you think the new voice did some voice work potentially for RPG remake?
You know what? I didn't think about that, but yeah, probably. That's a good point.
That just hit me.
Super Mario RPG didn't have voice work though.
It didn't, but that doesn't mean that they couldn't add it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so if they're adding voice work to that game, which there's no confirmation that they are, but I'm going to assume that yes, they will add some voice work to that game. Yeah, it's most likely it will be
Because like the Mario and Luigi games
actor.
had like dialogue, it just wasn't like distinguishable, but it was Mario and Luigi sounding like they were talking Italian.
Yeah, I guess probably both games this October will be with the new actor. But I mean, like this year, it kind of makes sense to do it, to be honest, though, because like we're getting the movie. You know, it's like this is like a kind of like the reboot year for Mario in a sense, where it's like we're launching the brand new movie franchise, we're launching a brand new 2D game, we're about to end the Switch's lifespan, and like we're starting like this new era of Mario and Nintendo. This would be the year to do it.
Martinet's era.
Yeah, like we kind of like ended one era, we're starting like a new one right now. You know.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I especially with, again, if because my thing is this, Luigi's Mansion 3, for example, sold really well actually for Switch. So like surprisingly
it did very well, yeah.
And then you have the sequel, the 2 coming out,
Dark Moon Remastered.
Dark Moon, and then eventually 1 is going to come out. So are they doing like they did with Pikmin and hopefully Metroid, where we may get Luigi's Mansion 4 and the new voice actor for Luigi will be in that one? Or
I think that if they do Luigi's Mansion 4, it would be for
the new Switch.
2. The new Switch.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying though. Is that like that's
I
what
do
they're
think, but yeah, if you're asking if that's coming soon, yeah. I think that's definitely coming very soon in the pipeline.
Okay. There we go.
But yeah, I mean that's kind of all I really had to say on the topic. It's just I kind of just wanted to do like the special little thing here. He's kind of chat about it because this is big news. This is a big deal. You know, it's sad in a way, but I think it's also, you know, it's a testament to his body of work and his legacy. It's just like we have so many memories, you know. And I'm gonna be curious, like when Charles they've already said that a new video is gonna come out talking about with Shigeru Miyamoto and Charles. They were gonna record a video and do something together. And hopefully then we'll kind of get a better idea what. Because I just want to know what being a Mario ambassador actually means. So just like a title they're giving him, or does he actually get to do something for the company beyond just like a title?
Well, I think honestly, I know they said they may announce this at a future date. I can see this being a part of the September Direct.
Yeah, that's true. That is a good point.
It may even open up.
That may actually be something that they show, like just like you said, they're going to open it with it, or like segue into like maybe Charles will present new gameplay for Mario Wonder.
Either that, and then like introduce the new voice, like a passing of the torch symbolically type of thing. I could see that definitely happening.
Charles takes off the Mario hat and puts it on the new guy's
Oh
head.
my god, we don't need all of
torture.
that. I don't need all of that now. I don't need that.
Well, they did something like that when Doug Bowser took over. Remember they did the whole Doug Bowser video with Bowser? That was a cute video. I liked that.
That was a very funny video. Appropriately, the person who's in charge of Nintendo after Reggie is named Bowser. The odds of that happening are just so astronomically high. Okay, but
it fit though. It
did fit. I did want to share this because I just love this interview so much. It just really shows what type of person Charles is and why I think he'll be great as an ambassador for Mario. This is from SSR, so Sacramento Special Report.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look.
Yeah, so
we're here speaking with Charles Martinet, the voice of Mario. So we wanted to just ask you a couple quick questions.
Sure.
Could you tell us about your work before working with Nintendo? Sort of what got you started in voice acting?
Oh, that's interesting. I got started in voice acting. I was doing a commercial, and it took 9 hours to light it. It was the American Gothic with the pitchfork and the bride, and we did that for 9 hours. And the director said, "Do you do voiceover?" And I said, "Yes, I do," not knowing exactly what a voiceover was, because I thought Fred Flintstone was kind of real. And he said, "Well, here's the script." And I said, "Oh, just supply hardware, the right item at the right price, right now." And I got the same pay for that as 9 hours standing there. So I said, "I'm a voice actor." And that was the beginning of that. You know, then I did 1,000 radio and TV commercials. And then one day I was sitting there on the beach waiting for the pager to go off. And it was a friend of mine saying, "You got to go crash this audition." I said, "There's no way I crash an audition. It's for a job in Las Vegas." I said, "There's no way I do it. Where do I go?" And I went, and that was the audition for Mario. The direction was start talking and don't stop until you run out of things to say. And it's been 31 years and I'm still going.
Well, I also wanted to ask about sort of early Mario versus, you know, what we have now, which is a very refined, polished Mario. Sort of what has the evolution been? How have you sort of approached the development of Mario?
Well, you know, I think it all came out of this more and more the spirit of just love and caring and tenderness and the loyalty and faithfulness and trustworthiness and adventure, positive attitude, all the things that I think I try to aspire to do for myself personally in life, you know, to face adversity with a "let's go" instead of a "oh no," you know. So I just inspirational that way. He's the man I would like to be.
When you were going into sort of some of your early, you know, studio recordings for Mario, what was your thought process at that time? You know, did you have sort of a crystallized idea of how he was supposed to sound?
Yes, I was very lucky because I worked for 5 years doing Mario in real time, a real-time animation system that was developed by Sim Graphics Engineering that's still going on in New York at the Manhattan store of Nintendo. You know, you can talk to Mario. I was hidden in the back. I got a hidden microphone, hidden camera, and I would talk, and these contacts would roll, and you'd see Mario say, "Hello, I'm a Mario. Let's make a pizza pie." And that's began the dialogue process. So I had 5 years of learning how to do Mario and deciding where I wanted to go with it. And then I did Mario Teaches Typing. And some of the, you know, the script was like, you know, "Oh, you failed. Let's try again." You know, and I said, "Can I change that to, you know, that was great, but I know you can do even better." And that sort of positive attitude began the clues of what to do in the game.
Now, I also wanted to ask sort of, when do you think you sort of hit your stride, got the character, again, really sort of crystallized, where it wasn't you were trying out different things, where you really realized this is what Mario is, I sort of know who this character is.
That was Mario Teaches Typing.
Oh,
It really was, yeah.
Huh.
That was the cornerstone where I realized, kids get no all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't want to ever say no, and Mario never says no, and never is mean or cruel or vicious or, hurtful. It's always loving and caring and compassionate. I am a believer in that in life to begin with. I believe you should be your own best friend. The most cruel voice we all hear is the one from ourselves. But if we treat ourselves like our own best friend, we start developing a sense of self-identity that is caring and loving. And out of that, you then deserve to do what you want in life. You deserve happiness and joy. And it's what I wish for everybody, is that you find what you love to do in life. Like you found what you love to do in life. And so every day is unique and wonderful and brings happiness outward as well as inward. And I think that's how I reflect on life. It's such a beautiful gift.
The video game industry, I don't need to tell you, has come such a long way. I sort of wanted to know what your earliest exposure was to video games was, and sort of just your experience being able to see behind the scenes how it's grown.
Yeah, my early experience was playing Tank, and Asteroids, and and there was no voice and nothing in there like that. And then all of a sudden, I think the first game I ever did, it was like a tank, game. It's like you had to die 100 different ways, and I was like, ugh, ah, ugh. They had to be really short because the memory was there. But the thing about video games that I think is remarkably unique, I guess it's like the film industry, in that the passion, the joy, the thrill of it, and the desire to create perfect entertainment, perfect characterizations, perfect scenarios and adventures for people, that desire and integrity is what leads it to go the technology to follow suit. Originally it was one single frame and you worked in that frame. And then, well, what happens if we side scroll? What if we expand that adventure? And then 3 dimensions, which is what Mario 64 was. What happens if you go in 3 dimensions? What happens if you get off the couch? What happens if you take a portable and at home? Everything leading to the next step in joy and fun. And I think that's beautiful. That's what makes things work.
Now, because again, asteroids and things like that, I would assume is what you would be playing when you were younger.
Yeah.
Did you ever imagine that you would sort of be at this point where you are, helping, make a fully immersive, really well polished experience, right? Did you ever sort of imagine this?
Well, I had never heard of Mario, and I'd never heard of Nintendo when I crashed the audition. I had no concept of what video games are, but I also had no concept of what anime really was, because it was so different back then. I was just in this film, Dragon Ball Superheroes, and it was just such an amazing thing to recognize the artistry that goes into every craft and how it continues to evolve. And it's just an honor to be part of this incredible industry. I think artists are lucky, and everyone that's in voiceover, everyone that's in film, in general, we're all seeking to be strong artists and have integrity in our work. And I think that's part of the whole longevity thing of why a show like Dragon Ball or video games like Mario games, they last forever, or Halo lasts forever. Because the desire is to make it just this perfect polished gem, and that's what artists do. They seek that perfection.
I wanted to ask you about, I would imagine it's a sort of surreal, bizarre experience to have shaped the childhoods of so many people, and to really be, some of their favorite memories you played a big part of, but they don't know who you are or your face. How do you sort of, reconcile that? How do you sort of think about your impact on, just millions and millions of people?
Well, it is so beautiful, and that's the beautiful thing about coming to SAC Anime. I'm seeing so many people from 55 all the way down to 5 who say these marvelous things like, "You're the voice of my childhood. I grew up with you," which is fun when a 5-year-old says that. "I grew up with you. I used to play your games. Oh, what do you play now? I'm still playing your games. Oh, good. Phew," it's just beautiful. And that's the thing is, I think everybody in the world has so much impact. But, we artists here at this great SAC Anime, we get to talk experience for our fans' reaction to our work over 25 years, 30 years, 31 years for me. And it's a beautiful thing. I wish every electrician could hear, "Thank you very much. That plug in the kitchen every day for 30 years, we had toast. My kids had toast in the morning." Because it is true. We have so much impact on each other. And I think, as a world, people are really good. You see so much news about how terrible things are, but human beings are truly, truly good. That's what I wish for the world, to understand the beauty of humankind.
One final question I wanted to ask. A lot of people, when they've been working on a project for a long time, years even, they just want nothing to do with it, right? Afterward. Do you sit down and sort of spend a lot of time with the games at that point?
For me, I would never get tired of doing Mario, because if I say, "It's me, Super Mario, woohoo," what happens is someone smiles. And that makes it like it's the very first time I ever did it. So for me, playing the games, I'm a little idiosyncratic. When I play the games, I do all the sounds. So I don't have to have the volume on. Otherwise, I'm in stereo. I just sit there, yeah, whoa, 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 whoa. When I play Galaxy, I'm like, honestly, I can't do it without being 100% physical.
Well, if you could would it be all right to get a little wahoo? Is that okay? Just
Sure.
to close us out?
Thank you very much. You're number one. Woohoo! See you in my games.
Damn, who's cutting onions now?
The man is just so kind-hearted.
Oh,
He is
absolutely.
so pure.
Absolutely, yeah.
And he says, "I'll never get tired of it." Well, I'm very interested to see in that video what exactly, what is going on, what is happening. I think it had to be in his health had got in the way, excuse me, and he needed to step back. I do think that is what.
I don't think he would retire from this role unless there was a very legitimate reason for doing so.
Yes.
Either himself being like, I physically can't do it anymore,
or Nintendo just told him he can't do it anymore,
or maybe he really is just maybe it's a family thing. Maybe he realizes he only has so much time left, where it's he wants to travel the world, meet with fans more, get better opportunities, do more with what he's able to do. That's also a possibility.
I really think it's either health or Nintendo just told him you're done. Those are the only two things I can think of, because when you can see the love and passion in his eyes when he was talking about this stuff, and it's hard to let go of that willingly. So that's why I said something external had to have happened.
But again, though, if he is doing what he feels is right for him and he's happy where he's at, and I think he is, then I'm okay with it. My God, I think even he realizes Mario's going to go on without me. It's okay. This was always going to end up happening.
Yes, and I do also want to share his tweet. It's my new he retweeted Nintendo and said, "My new adventure begins. You're all number one in my heart. #Wahoo." You messaged us. You're like, this is the fake. This is fake, right? It's not real.
I thought it was.
You were literally like, "Please say psych. Please say psych."
I thought it was fake. I did.
Oh, but all right. I think, it'll be interesting to see Nintendo's Direct now to see if they add that to it.
Yeah, I'm going to be curious as well to see what they kind of decide to do in terms of what's next, really, what they decide to do, and how they move forward, right? Like I said, it's not it's not a moment to be upset or cry or get all angry. It's this kind of stuff happens, but you know what? I think that in the end, ultimately, if Charles is ready to move on and this is the best course of action moving forward, then that's just is what it is, right? I'll always be grateful for what he's given to fans for the last 30 plus years, which is a crazy amount of time when you think about it, to do one voice.
Oh yeah. Again, Tom Kenny is the one I told y'all, that's the comparison as far modern day comparison, because Tom's been the voice of SpongeBob for over 20 years.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. 100%. But yeah, I don't think I have much else to say on this, do you?
Well, no, not really. I'll just like the song "My Way" comes to mind for his career as Mario's voice. So
Yeah. All right, folks. So that's going to do it for us for this discussion on Charles Martinet officially retiring from the role of Mario. Leave your thoughts on everything going on in the comments down below. We really appreciate you guys watching, hanging out with us. Remember that tomorrow, August 22nd, is Gamescom opening night live. We'll be covering that on the channel, so please make sure to tune in for that live stream. And make sure you hit that like button and sub to the channel as we continue to grow this platform and we continue to provide great discussions on the video game industry for you guys. So
yep. And then look forward to Friday when me, Braille, and special guest DL discuss the Twisted Metal series that debuted on Peacock a while back. We watched that and we decided to talk about it for a good couple of hours. So yeah,
couple hours.
An hour and a half. An hour and a half.
That's a lengthy discussion. Nice job, guys. Nice.
Thank
Some
you.
good long-form content. There you go. All right, guys. Make sure to check out that as well. And we're out of here. Peace out, guys.
Jello.